Hello and welcome back to episode 16 of Mad Dialogue with me, Michelle.
And me, Skylar.
This week, we are talking about a young lady called Lillian Phillips. I'm not sure of her age, but she is a consenting adult. I'm saying that for a reason. And she's from the UK. So Lillian decided to let 101 men run train on her. Yes. Her reasons for doing it, not for charity, which probably would have
been the best circumstances.
I probably would have been a bit like, okay, it was for charity. But no, she did it. Her reasons, her own words were to have fun, to enjoy herself, and to create content. So my question is, when is it too much? Do you know what I mean? Like, there are many content creators, us being, would you say, are we content creators?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So content creators, there's content creators that do makeup, content creators that do cooking, content creators that, you know,
dance, sing
with their families. And so I get about content creators, but my thing is, when is it like, okay, you're selling your soul here now? Like, for example, like I only know about OnlyFans from what I've heard, and in the beginning I didn't hear very good things, but then I was hearing that it was being used for other things as well. And one of the things, and it was watching one of the housewives, no, tell a lie. The first ones that I saw was on Vanderpump Rules, and there's two young ladies in there called Katie and Ariana, and I think they were trying to raise money for their sandwich shop or something, and they thought it would be a good idea to do a OnlyFans page showcasing their feet. And so there's that end of it, right? Now, me personally, yeah, I'm not judging anyone. And I say this all the time. Yeah. Everybody's on their own journey. Okay. And there's many ways that people, you know, it would be considered that they're selling their soul. Now, you yourself said that when you turned 18, you was going to go on OnlyFans and show your feet.
Yeah.
And personally, I didn't think there was anything wrong with that. Like, okay, if I'm looking at it like this, if you said you was going to go on OnlyFans and you was going to show your breasts, your butt, you was going to be twerking or whatever the case may be, yeah, I'm not going to like, I'd be like, really, Skylar? Really? But when you said your feet, I didn't think that was a bad thing. But at the same time, is it still considered on the same, you know, scale of things?
Well, yeah, because it's all, the only reason people are going to subscribe to it is and want to see your feet is for their own sexual pleasures. You know, it's the same way like some women will like fart in bags and ship it off to men, or wear socks all day or for a week and ship it off to a man, and he'll give her so much money and it's for his sexual pleasures. But you know, she's not really having to do anything disgusting other than fart in a bag. But you know, that's not her being naked, but you know, it's still for someone else's sexual pleasures. You know?
Who thought of that? Farting in a bag. Farting in a bag, really? But, I mean, like, is the smell even still in there when the bag gets to where it's going?
She's like, yeah.
Oh my goodness! Yeah. So he opens the bag and he'll do one inhale.
Yeah, like some guys, they like rubbish. So this woman, she will put her week's worth of rubbish in a bag and put it in a box and ship it off.
What?
To this guy, and like sometimes she'll add a few stuff in there, like she'll add like a condom in there or something. What? Or like something weird stuff. If he'll ask for this, like he'll pay extra for certain things in the bin.
Do you see? Now the problem with me is, yeah, I might think to myself, I might be there thinking, well, hold on a minute, I've got plenty of rubbish that I store up in a week. Like I could send you my rubbish, but then me being me, I'll be like, okay, but what if he uses my rubbish for some kind of ritual or something?
But this is that kind of thing where it's like, you know, when you're giving like people your hair and your tampons and shit like
what
that.
What people do that?
Yeah, the tampons are in the rubbish. And shit. And mama, people do everything.
Oh my gosh, do you know what? Yeah, I sit here and I think to myself, when I think I can't, there's nothing more that I could hear that could possibly shock me, then I hear more that shocks me. Like, people ask for people and they pay them for their rubbish.
Yes. Some guys, they'll be like, I want your socks. So she'll wear her socks for really long, be extra, even walk like outside and just wear socks. Baffled.
Hold on. What about, would they ask for toenails?
Yeah. One woman, she got toenail clippings. The fact that, you know, everyone knows about it and people don't really care anymore. And it's also that thing where, you know, maybe these guys are too shy to even go out and actually ask a gal to fart on them. So all they can do is be in the live stream and
I'm not
get
surprised
the farts into them.
Because how many women would actually look at him and think, you weirdo?
Well, that's why it's like, you know, he might not know how to find people, but this woman on TikTok, you found her and she'll do it and send it to him. So, you know,
that's madness to me. That's madness. But, you know, each to their own at the end of the day. But then, you know, with OnlyFans, yeah, at least, you know, obviously they charge. You have to pay to see them, right? But then you have the ones that are on Instagram. You can just click on it.
Yeah, but my thing is as well, what they're showing on Instagram, that means if they have OnlyFans, they're definitely showing like a lot more. Whereas there's like some girls where it's like they'll advertise their OnlyFans, but their OnlyFans will basically be what these other girls' Instagram pages are looking like. So then they're obviously not doing as good because it's like, well, you're in bikini pictures, I could easily go. And that's why I feel like having a platform and, you know, people already knowing your name, if you are going to start an OnlyFans, that is the biggest part to it, because then people want to see these parts of your body because you've got that status, you know, compared to just being some random pretty girl who will spread her legs.
And as a mother, I'm sorry, I always say this, or not even just as a mother, as a daughter, you know, but I often think to myself, when these young ladies are doing these things, do they not, especially the ones that are just there on Instagram, yeah, you can just click on it and she's there, like, and okay, it's not like I can see her actual vagina, but as almost, and my thing is this, like, you must have parents, you must have siblings, you must have, like, and so therefore, are you not, how do their parents feel about this thing?
I'm pretty sure that same Lillian that you were talking about, if it is the same woman that Katie was telling me about, her dad was calm with it. Like,
see, that makes sense. He was
like proud of her.
No, see, that does not make any sense
but this
to me
is what I'm saying
whatsoever.
And
I'm sorry, it doesn't. Listen,
people, but
like,
as a good parent, like, I don't think there's any way you
I'm
respect
sorry,
or be supportive
that's
of the fact
questionable
that
if her dad is proud of her for letting 101 man run train on her. Like, I'm sorry, like, that's like, questionable wrong, to me, but I mean, sure. She did say she received a lot of backlash, but she never said it was from her parents.
But this is what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure. Like, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Nah, see, I do not know many fathers that would be proud of their daughters doing that. I really don't, because a lot of fathers would much prefer to believe that their daughters have never, will never, could never. Do you know what I'm saying? Much less 101 men. And then that was the thing. Somebody said 100 and she was like, no, 101. Like, and I was like,
wow.
Like 101. It's not, you're not Cruella de Vil, bitch. It's not 101 Dalmatians. Yeah, it's 101 men that ran train on you. And once again, I know it might sound like I'm being judgmental, but I'm not. It's my opinion. It's like, so me, like I couldn't do it. Huh?
So 202 minutes of, that's long. Because I'm pretty sure it was like 2 minutes.
She's even saying one of them, when he ejaculated, it ended up in her eye. And she was there with her eye, showing the bloodshot eye. And I was like, Oh. I bet you can't remember which man exactly, though. Just saying that though, I remember years ago I watched it was a documentary, and this is the thing, you know, Lillian thought she was really doing something, but the fact of the matter is she's not the first and she won't be the last, and that's the other side of it. There's going to be some young girls that will see that and will aspire to that, and she's going to be like, well, I'm going to let 202 men run train on me. Yeah. Because somebody said, oh, in the comments, oh, did you beat the record or whatever. Now, there was years ago an Asian woman, and this was in America, and she did the same thing. I'm not going to sit here and say exactly how many men there were because I can't remember, but I know that it was more than 100. I know for a fact it was more than 100. And so she did it. The thing about it is, before she did it, you could see that she was all hyped up for it. Like, she was excited to do it. Like, I don't know if she thought that good things were going to come from it, you know, the exposure, whatever. But I saw a different woman after. You know, it was almost like her soul was crushed. And everywhere she went, it's like everybody knew her, and it wasn't always a good reception. So she went home to Asia. I'm not exactly sure where she came from, but she went back to where her she was born to see her mum and whatnot. But unbeknownst to her, her cousin, his friend, had seen the video and shown him and told him about it, and then he went and told her mum. And her mum received her and everything, and she's all excited to see her mum, and she doesn't know that her mum knows. And I'm not even sure if her mum let her stay the night, but she unpacked her stuff and everything, and you know, she's just trying to be at home and I guess, you know, be grounded again. Anyway, her mum then let it be known that she knew, and her mum was cussing her, like, you know, saying how disappointed she was in her and this, that and the other, but not once did that woman raise her voice. And for me, that was worse. Yeah, because she wasn't angry, she was hurt. Yeah. And as she was telling the daughter about herself and whatnot, she was packing all of her stuff back in her suitcase, and the daughter's crying. And the long and short of it was, the mother told her, I disown you, you know. And I did feel bad for her, because that's just me all over. Do you know what I mean? And
yeah, it was, I'm not being funny, I could be really disappointed in my daughter for doing that shit, and I probably wouldn't be able to look at her the same. But for the fact that she came all the way back home, that's the one thing where I'd be like, well, obviously, like, you're going through it, and you're kind of already learning your lesson to a certain degree. Do you really need that as well? So you really don't need my foot on your neck at the same time. But then again, obviously, you know, she'll deal with it however she feels necessary. Well, this is it. But yeah, it was really sad to see. And then so she came back home, or she went back home to the US, whatever. And the following year, another girl was doing the same thing that she had done the year before, which proves what I just said. You're not the first, you won't be the last, you know? And so then that was even more soul crushing, because you really didn't, you're not special. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? You weren't special. Not even to the men. You know? So at the end of the day, we all have our journey that we are on. You know, we all choose our path and whatnot. But I just wanted to get, you know, your views on these kind of things and whatnot and so forth. And yeah, so I wish Lillian Phillips all the best. I really hope that she doesn't regret her decision down the line, you know, because I don't think, me personally, I wouldn't want you to do that. Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to do that. You know, like, I mean, I know you said like her dad was cool with it. Like, I would not be cool with that. Do you know what I mean? Because all parents want a lot more for their children than that. Do you know what I'm saying? And when you go on her Instagram page, she's a really beautiful young lady. Do you know what I mean? And you don't see anything like that. You just see her posing in outfits. You see her posing in bikinis. You know, she's on holidays and things like that. So I just, you know, you've got the beauty and whatnot. I'm pretty sure that you could have found another way to create content other than resorting to that. But love and light to her. Do you know what I'm saying? For real. Well, we're going to leave it here this week, people. As always,
We are sending an abundance of love and light, and we shall see you again next week. So it's bye from me, Michelle, and bye from Skylar.
Bye.